When it comes to the look of aging, the eyes have it, but it is the droopy, wrinkly, crepey upper eyelids that I hear the most complaints about. So today I am sharing a non-invasive, productless technique that can lift and tighten that upper eyelid. Yeah, get rid of the droop in less than 2 minutes. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about one of the biggest complaints most folks have when it comes to the way their eyes look, and that is hooded eye, droopy eyelids, crepey eyelid skin, upper eyelid wrinkles. Yeah, we're talking about the upper eyelids today and how much difficulty they give everybody in trying to make them look better. Now, there are a number of reasons why the upper eyelid begins to look older as soon as our 20s, and it has to do with how thin that area of skin is over the eye. Also, this particular part of the face doesn't have a lot of sweat or oil glands. So while a lot of people think of oily skin, they say, well, it's really oily around here. Yes, in your cheeks, on your nose, especially in the T-zone, very, very oily, but not the eyelid itself. So if you wear cosmetics and you're using makeup remover and you're tugging at your eyelids, which starts very young these days, and if you're dehydrated and not remembering that your eyelids need sun protection too, they can age pretty rapidly. And then of course, our skin loses elasticity as we get older, and that just makes the problem worse. Something that skincare professionals like I hear about all the time. Speaking of which, if you're new to my channel and you don't know who I am, I'm Chris Gibson, a skincare expert that's been doing this stuff for 36 years, here to help you find skincare that will work for you, not empty your wallet, and not do you more harm than good. So if that is the kind of content you've been looking for here on YouTube, I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. Okay, first we're gonna go over 4 really quick but important tips to keep you from getting these hooded, loose skin, crepey eyelids in the first place, and if you have them, to help prevent any future damage. And then I'm going to show you this 2-minute productless hack, if you will, that can help lift and tighten the upper eyelid in 2 minutes or less, and it will continue to work for you day after day, making your eyelids look better, more youthful, and lifted. So the first thing that we want to do is be sure that we are using a makeup remover that does not contain alcohol and that we do not scrub or tug on the eyelid when we are removing cosmetics. Tip number 2, and I've experienced this personally myself since I started using tretinoin, which is a very strong form of retinol. You want to make sure that you avoid getting products like retinol on the eyelid. Again, the skin is very thin and very sensitive, and trust me when I say, if you get retinol on your eyelids, it can really lead to a lot of irritation. And as long as I've been doing this, you'd think I'd know better than to touch my eyelids after having retinol on my fingertips, but I've forgotten a couple of times. And let me tell you what, it lets you know right away. We don't want to dry out the eyelids. We don't want dry, flaky skin on the eyelids, and we sure don't want inflammation, which can lead to more crepiness and even telangiectasias. Yeah, say that 3 times fast, which are actually spider veins that begin to show up around the outer edges of the eyelids. So we don't want to irritate that area. We want to be very careful. The other issue we see a lot of times with aging eyelids is actually dehydration or dryness. So it's good to get some sort of capping serum or product like this is Aquaphor. It's sort of like Vaseline, but it's more enhanced hydration than just plain petroleum jelly. And you simply want to apply that to your eyelids at night before you go to sleep. Just a little bit goes a long way. Just kind of pat that in. Again, we don't want to stretch or ever pull on eyelid skin. And the capping effect of these type of products is to hold moisture in that eyelid skin, and it can really make a big difference on how your eyelid looks the next day. The other quick tip is to make sure that if you are applying eyeshadow or cosmetics to your eye, that they contain an SPF of 15 or higher. It's usually 15, which is just fine, but we want to make sure that we protect the eyelid skin from the damaging effects of the sun, just like we do the rest of the body. And now to talk about the 2-minute trick that really does lift and tighten upper eyelids. And it is a small, short exercise that you can do 2 or 3 times a day. It takes less than 2 minutes, and it's so simple, it's going to shock you. But what's going to shock you more are the results that you're going to see. And it's very simple. You want to raise your eyebrows as high as you can raise them. Find that muscle. You'll feel it in your eyebrows. Then you want to place your fingertips just under the eyebrow and push down with the eyebrow muscle. You do this about 8 to 10 times in a row. And then while still holding it firm, you want to close your eyelids, your upper eyelids. You're going to feel a little bit of a stretch as all of the muscles around the edges of your eye are worked and toned. You can do this exercise for a minute or two, told you less than 2 minutes, and then you want to relax. You don't want to overwork those muscles because they will become very sore if you do. But what will happen immediately, and you can already see it on my face, is that those muscles being toned are holding the eyebrow higher and pulling the eyelid skin tighter back to where it actually belongs. This effect will last several hours, but again, it's like exercise. If you don't do it, then the muscles will weaken and you'll be right back where you started from. The great thing is you can do this a couple of times a day, 3 times a day max. I wouldn't do it any more than that. So maybe breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or before you go to bed. But this simple exercise will help strengthen and work out those orbital muscles and the muscles under your eyebrows, helping to give you a refreshed and much more youthful look. So now you're aware of one of my other facial exercise secrets. If you decide to try to use this secret, please come back and let us know in the video comments how it's working out for you. And for even more ways to take the years off the look of your eyes, be sure and check out this video that's coming up next. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it out. It helps my channel. Stay beautiful, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you over on that next video.